I remember this picture. He was going to church a Sunday morning.
A sister and a niece relying on photos to remember Michael Frails.
My mom brought him home from the hospital, weighing 10 pounds, and he got the name Tiny because he was just so big.
Born December 11, 1963, Michael Tiny Frails was surrounded by family, 10 boys and girls. All of his sisters were older, so they spoiled him and his brothers. Carol McFarland took pride in that.
Just silly, always silly, really playful. Always had a prank or a joke for you. And he loved his nieces.
And that smile. You remember this picture?
I remember that picture. I remember the picture.
One of those nieces, Keely Bass, was more like a sister, playing with her uncle at her grandparents' house, walking to the old Shiloh Community Center, and attending Williams Memorial CME Church, both on 15th Street, where Tiny never missed a Sunday service.
He loved to dress. He was a big dresser, and he loved to shop, and he would always plan his outfits for Friday night football games, and he would always go to the games.
Frails attended T.W. Josie High School, graduating in the class of 1981.
After school, he started working, and he worked out at Fort Gordon.
Family members tell Cold Case Project that Frails was a hard worker, but there was something else he loved even more, being a dad.
Well, he just about had Mikhail spoiled too and gave him the things that he needed. He also gave him the things that he wanted.
I was in school, and when he had his son, Mikhail, I would babysit for him. So I was at the house probably at least once or twice a week. It depends on if he had like a game to go to or he wanted to go out a night on the town. I would always go to his apartment, and he would always tell me, you know, I'm gonna have some dinner, let me know if you want something to eat. And then before I would leave, he would always tell me, and I got some change for you.
Bass says her uncle only had a few friends. Most of his close connections were family, and that's who he was with just a few days before his murder.
We went to the Bahamas and we had a good time, and we all enjoyed the cruise, and maybe a day or two after getting back from the cruise, he was murdered.
And inside the apartment, we found, later identified as Michael Frails, who was deceased from various injuries.
Police found Frails the morning of June 17, 1992, inside his apartment, back then known as Sebring, off Richmond Hill Road West. A call was made to authorities after a girlfriend alerted the apartment manager that she had not seen Frails since 6 o'clock the night before, and he didn't show up for work that morning. That manager opened the locked door and found Frails. Major Patrick Young is one of the deputies who responded to the scene that day on the second floor C5 dwelling. He says there was no forced entry.
Mr. Frails was found in a rear bedroom beside the bed with severe head trauma and also knife wounds. The knives were still there.
He says evidence shows there was a struggle throughout the apartment.
Somebody was really mad. There was a lot of anger. There was that much damage to the body.
The immediate investigation revealed there was cash found in the home, so authorities do not believe there was a robbery. There was also cocaine left behind, but not enough to sell. Major Young says gangs were not prevalent back then in the Garden City either. Fingerprints were recovered.
And all my prints came back negative too.
And since Cold Case Project made the call, the office is already checking for DNA that can be tested against newer technology 30 years later.
His death won't be swept up under the rug. No, it'll always be with us.
We would at least have some type of peace and understanding instead of just having that pain on June 17th.